You're listening to Voice of the Voiceless Africa, where African stories rise, truths are uncovered, and the unheard finally find their voices. Is Vova.
Every year, thousands of Africans risk everything crossing the Sahara Desert and the Mediterranean Sea in search of a better life. Many never make it. They die in deserts, drown at sea, or become victims of traffickers. Governments often respond with tighter border controls, anti-smuggling operations, and awareness campaigns warning people about the dangers. But an important question remains: are we treating the symptom instead of the cause? In my view, the biggest driver of irregular migration is not simply the promise of Europe. It is the enormous economic gap between Europe and many African countries. When a young person can earn in 1 month in Europe what might take a year to earn at home, many will continue taking desperate risks. As long as that financial gap remains so large, dangerous migration will continue. This raises another question. Africa exports enormous amounts of raw materials: oil, minerals, cocoa, coffee, cotton, and many others. Yet many African countries remain poor despite their natural wealth. Critics argue that the global trading system often leaves African countries exporting low-value raw materials while importing expensive finished products. They believe this limits industrial growth and job creation on the continent. If African economies were stronger, more industries developed locally, and people could earn decent incomes at home, far fewer would feel compelled to leave their families and risk their lives. History offers an interesting example. During the 1970s and early 1980s, Nigeria's economy was much stronger than it is today. The naira had significantly greater purchasing power, and Nigeria attracted workers from neighboring African countries looking for opportunities. Migration followed economic opportunity. People moved towards where they believed they could build a better future. That suggests migration patterns can change when economies change. This does not mean Europe alone is responsible. African governments also have a major responsibility. Corruption, poor governance, conflict, insecurity, weak institutions, and the failure to invest in education, infrastructure, and manufacturing have all contributed to the challenges many countries face today. The solution, therefore, requires action on multiple fronts. African leaders must create transparent governments, invest in industries that add value to local resources, create jobs, and give young people reasons to stay. At the same time, wealthier nations can support fairer trade, encourage investment that creates value within Africa, and work with African partners in ways that promote long-term economic growth rather than dependency. If people can build good lives in their own countries, most will choose to stay close to their families, culture, and communities. The goal should not simply be stopping migration. The goal should be creating an Africa where migration becomes a choice, not an act of desperation. What do you think? Is illegal migration mainly driven by economic inequality, or are there other factors we should be talking about? Share your thoughts in the comments. Let's have a respectful conversation.
Thank you for listening to Vova. Voice speak to Voiceless Africa, where we speak truth, protect the forgotten, and stand for those who cannot stand alone. Until next time, remain the voice of the voiceless.